Hi Capricorn, welcome to your week ahead for May 24th through May 30th. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below. If this is about you and another person, this could resonate with theirs or your moon, rising, or Venus sign. All right, week ahead for Capricorn. Okay, what's going on over here? Okay. All right, Capricorn, what do we got here? Whoopsie. The Emperor, so that could be Aries. 5 of Wands. Can you see that? Okay, yeah, you can. Okay. 3 of Wands. 7 of Swords. 2 of Pentacles. The Hermit. And the Queen of Swords. Okay. So what's going on there then? The Queen of Swords is interesting. Okay. All right. So what are you trying to regain some kind of control here, or just like, you know what, I feel the most secure and in control if I'm by myself? This is you kind of making a departure from a situation, but it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It could just be that things have settled down and now you're like, okay, I'm ready to reassert, or I'm ready to direct. This feels like you're taking a break to kind of get your head around something or to take a minute, but it doesn't feel like a departure, and it just feels like a much needed break for resourcing. But you do need to sort some things out. So what? Okay, so what's this 5 of Wands about then? What's this 5 of Wands about? Five of Pentacles. Okay. Yikes. What's this? What's this 7 of Swords about for Capricorn? Because you're... Page of Wands. This jumped. 5 of Swords. That jumped. Are you having to be strategic about a new beginning? Or is this... Okay, so what's this 2 of Pentacles about? 2 of Cups. Okay. But you haven't left, though. What's this 3 of Wands? Whoopsie. This one got flipped. What's this 3 of Wands about? 9 of Wands. So you just kind of came through something, but is it just that you worked a lot? Like, what is it? It feels like there's... Feels like it was with work. Work has abated. The hectic schedule, the demands have abated. And yet you're still having to deal with someone that there might have been some chaos or drama with, that you're having to be very strategic about how you handle them, because either they're not being very fair, they're not being very nice, they're at the same time you're wanting to start something new. So you got something you're trying to keep at bay and manage, and you've got something that's starting that you really want to be able to handle. And in the midst of this, somewhere is a relationship you're also juggling. And I think that there's, honestly, it feels like a relationship isn't at the forefront so much as you leaving kind of a work situation and a past romantic situation and trying to manage that. You're wanting to start something new, either a new job or you're starting your own thing at home, and you're having to be really strategic about that, and because you're balancing a lot, you're juggling a lot. Effort is not the problem. Management of outside factors is. So there's a lot going on, in particular you wanting to do your own thing and kind of trying to put yourself in position to do that. And you've got, the good thing here is that you've got a relationship that isn't making demands on you. So there's that. But you do have like an old something coming back that you're having to manage. And it looks like you still are employed, but you're wanting to start something new. Now, either that's a new job or something on your own new. So you're in that transition phase, quite possibly, or you're having to strategize about how to transition. What's this Hermit for Capricorn? Could be Virgo. What's this Hermit for Capricorn? the Death card. Okay, so that's Virgo, Scorpio. Okay, and Queen of Swords. It feels like you're coming to a head here. What's this? Queen of Swords. You need to rest. Four of Cups. You need to... Part of the problem why things are piling up is because they aren't listening to you, and this feels like you're really going to have to lay down the law. You're really going to have to... It's not about controlling them and making them stop. It's about whatever they're going to do, they can't get inside your fortress. Because you've got to stop answering the call. You've got to either stop reacting or responding. I know if you have kids, it's hard. That's a different story, right? But as much as you can, this is about you needing to be able to make time for yourself and to pursue what you want to give your attention to, as far as work, as far as being over scheduled or under, you know what I mean? Like as far as your schedule for work and as far as your attention for work, it feels like that's what you want to be your main focus, but you're having a lot of things interfere with that. Namely family drama, either an ex with the kids or extended family, or so you're needing to kind of hole up, basically. You need to hole up here because it's getting to the point where if you're not, and it's not that you're not respected. I hate to say that, it's kind of like, well, that's a given. No, their reaction is not your responsibility. So if they're not listening to you, that's on them. But it also means that you really have to fortify the boundaries. Because it just feels like you're encroached on from all sides and you have very little say in the matter. Only you do, but I don't think you like the idea of letting someone down or saying no or not being available, because if it's going to get done right, you feel you're the best person to do it. And spoiler alert, it's true. So you're just going to have to lower your standards, or you're going to have to accept that, okay, it's not going to be done to the way I want. I still get to pursue what I want. I can't worry about this over here, because you got to choose here. It's almost like you've got to decide what is important and what you want to prioritize. Again, it doesn't look like relationships are making a demand on you. This is all family and work, like extended family, it feels like, and work. So there's a pull there, but you're really wanting to move forward and do what you want to do this week. I have to remember it's only a weekly reading, but it's almost like everybody else kind of doesn't really care. They're just wanting you to still do for them what you've always done for them. And then there's the demands on your job, and you're really wanting to start this new thing, whether it's new at home, work from home, your thing, or if it's a new job. And so you're going to have to basically not be reachable, or to set up better boundaries and a better schedule for yourself, because you're just too easily got at and you respond. And part of that is because you don't want to let anybody down. You really do want to help and manage and make things better and get things stable. Only it's a constant state of that. So it's never really managed. It's like you handle it situationally, and then you want to get back to here, and then it happens again, because this is it's almost like you're dealing with people that don't want to have to do for themselves. They like you being in charge of everything and handling everything. So take a look at that also, because it just seems like you're being constantly asked of, and there's never going to be a time. I feel like there's sort of wanting to wait until you can do something. And with this dynamic in place, with your all of these people grabbing at you and all that, there's not going to be a time and a place where you can, because they're not going to let you. They like what you do for them. They like what you supply for them and all that, the resources or how you handle this. They like being able to depend on you. There's more they could do for themselves, but they don't. And you need to take a look at that, because you're never going to be able to do what you want to do. It's always going to be a juggling act because of the demands or the requests on this. And part of it is you too feeling responsible for helping them or managing that. So it's almost like whatever you want to do moving forward for yourself, and maybe even for your romantic relationship, is only going to stay at a certain level as long as you accommodate that over there. Whoever's grabbing at you, whoever, the work schedule, all that. There's a chance for a reset now to move forward differently, but it involves having to have boundaries. And I wonder if there's guilt, or if there's just, you feel like, you know what, it's just easier to capitulate, because if I don't, then they make things really difficult for me. Okay. All right. It's hard, because it's like you've got some great ideas and you want to move forward. You got all these things you want to do, but there's work with the demands on work, and then there's like all these family situations that just have this, like, it's like they're wrapped around your ankles, and you're like trudging forward. But as soon as you get to a clearing, they're like, I want some water. Did anybody bring this? You know what I mean? It's just like, all right, what else for Capricorn? It looks like money's not in deficit. It just looks like you're kind of taking a break from, making money moves, so to speak, like really wanting to earn that money. It looks like you're settling into this period of being able to finally back off work. Thank you for your service if you're an essential worker, first responder, because it feels like there's been a lot of output of effort, but you haven't been able to relax. So, and whatever you're doing, it's like if you work, you get the money. Well, it feels like you're taking this week off and laying low, honestly, because you're wanting to really sort out what you want to do. I think what I'm saying has already kind of resonated, or I think you've been thinking about this too. And it's like, this is telling you, you need to do this differently. You need to either not be got at for a certain amount of time. You need better boundaries, because they're always going to be asking they're going to find a better way to do it. So you need to just be like, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you text me rather than email me, or if you're knocking on the door versus calling me from such and such to such and such. Again, if you have kids, that might not be realistic, wholly realistic, but you do need to be able to have time for you to plan for you and what you want for your life. That was for Capricorn. There it is, Two of Swords. Yep, you need some peace and quiet. You need no more negotiating, no more letting someone bait you or hook you back in. And that also means being kind of out of the loop or denied what they're holding over your head, or those carrots. You can make your own carrots. You can create whatever they're withholding, or not kids, obviously, that's different. But pretty much everything else is replaceable, and it needs to be here, because you've got a lot of situations that are pulling at you where there's very little left for you and your potential romantic relationship here. That's been being kept on hold so that you can manage all this, and you're always going to have to manage it. This isn't going away. They won't let it go away. Whoever it is will always want to be able to come first. Okay. For Capricorn. So for this week, this is about you having boundaries in place and laying low to figure out what your next moves are, with the fact in mind that this is always going to be this way. So what is the new normal going to be like for you? Because you've got designs and dreams and plans, and you're only able to do so much because of this. So you need to do this differently. What else for Capricorn? Lovers. Okay, so that's on its side. I can see my little dot there. So whoopsie, that was on its side. All right, so this is you. It's almost like you got some big decisions to make, and you're really wanting, half of it is like you don't know what to do or how to manage it all, and the other half is wanting to just walk away from it because it's too much. But then you want things settled. The goal here for you is you feel like you want things to be settled, and that's the rub. It's not going to be. It's always going to be chaotic and changing and fluid. It's like trying to hug a fog bank. So shift your focus. It could be, and I'm not saying this, I'm not getting on a high horse. From what's showing here, considering that that's always going to be a thing, this is about you shifting your focus from trying to help and manage that and get it to where it's settled so then you can go do you, to accepting that it's always going to be like that. I need to be able to move forward and care as very little as I can about certain things. Like maybe it's going to be messy or chaotic. It's not always going to be, but I have to have something for me. So this is maybe changing your expectations or lowering your standards. And I say that with, like, if you have, as an example, wanting certain things to be done by 3:00 and then this and that, whatever, it might not be realistic with this set. And by you wanting that, it almost gives them a level of control that if they sabotage that, you'll work to still get it done by 3. So then you manage them and you do for them just like they wanted you to. You know what I mean? So maybe it doesn't get done by 3. Maybe it doesn't get done at all. Maybe they have to figure out how to do it because you just can't anymore. You know what I mean? It's just figuring out what you can let go of and let them take care of so that you can move forward and have your life, your romance, your dreams, job plans, all that. It's a huge pull on you here. And it feels like you've been waiting for a while to finally be able to start something, thinking that if you manage this, this can start. And this is never going to be managed. They're always going to slip out. They're always going to need that glass of water. They're always going to want this from you. Oh, just one more thing. So it's a lot of big decisions. This could be Gemini, Taurus, or Libra. This doesn't have to be a lover situation. It's just something that you're intrinsically tied to that you've got to figure out what your priority is for that. And it's like half of you, again, wants to disappear, or you don't know what to do. It's like it's really bothering you because you don't feel like you can manage it. It is manageable, but not by your hand, because what you've been doing hasn't been working. It's never going to get to that state that you want to be able to move forward. And the people that are depending on you are going to make sure of that because they like being first. So this is all about you making, admittedly, some hard decisions here about what you want to do for moving forward and how in control you can be realistically of your choices. And focusing more of that creative energy to what's in front of you versus those that are kind of chasing after you always. Okay, all right. I hope this was helpful, Capricorn. I feel like I read that like it was a monthly reading, but it just feels like you're laying low this week. You need to sort some things out and realize that it's always going to be this way, so you're going to have to change your standards. You're never going to fully get what's in front of you off the ground because you're constantly managing this unless you do it differently. Looks like this is the week you're starting to think about that. I hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Thank you again for your service if you're a first responder or essential worker. All right, you have a good week, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.